In 1594, a man was publicly boiled alive in Kyoto. His name was Ishikawa Goemon. He had been caught trying to assassinate the most powerful warlord in Japan. 400 years later, Japanese bathtubs are still named after him. This is how that happened. Goemon lived at the end of Japan's Sengoku-era, a century of civil war. The country was finally being unified under one ruler, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a peasant who became a warlord and a warlord who became a dictator. Hideyoshi built golden castles, declared himself absolute authority, and the countryside paid for it. Villages starved. Corrupt lords hoarded the rice, tax collectors rode out in armor, and somewhere in those provinces a thief began to appear. He wore ninja black, he crossed tile rooftops in the rain, he stole from the samurai lords who were starving their own villages, and then he gave it back. They called him Goemon. Within a few years he was the most hunted man in Japan. Kabuki plays were written about him. Woodblock prints carved his face. Rumors said he led an entire crew. He was, in every meaningful sense, Robin Hood. 3 decades before Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. Here is what we actually know. The first surviving written mention of Goemon is not Japanese. It comes from the letters of a Jesuit missionary, Luis Frois, writing home to Portugal. Frois describes a robber caught in Kyoto, a robber who had been plotting to kill Toyotomi Hideyoshi himself. He describes the execution in detail: a massive iron cauldron, boiling oil, a public square, a silent crowd, and Frois mentions one more thing. The robber was executed with his young son in his arms. Some accounts say Goemon held the child above the boiling oil, trying to save him, and failed. Other accounts, kinder ones, say he dropped the child in first, to spare him a slower death. We do not know which is true. We do not even know if there was one Goemon. The legend grew so fast that by the next century, dozens of unrelated robberies were being attributed to him. He may have been a composite, a symbol, an entire tradition wearing one name, but the story was too big to die. By the Edo period, Goemon was a full folk hero, peasant-born, anti-shogun, the thief who defied the system and was boiled alive for it. His memory was written into Kabuki, into woodblock prints, into ghost stories told to children. And somewhere along the way, Japan began to call a specific kind of traditional bathtub, a cast iron tub heated from below by a fire, a goemonburo, a goemon bath. You bathe in one today, and you are stepping into the memory of a thief the shogun boiled alive 400 years ago. Japan had its Robin Hood. They just cooked him.